voting delegate, you are in the wrong room. So just letting you know, that's the fun room. So this session, there's no PowerPoint or anything. This is just an opportunity for us to discuss the mentorship program, kind of why it was created, what we would like to do with it moving forward. So it'll just be me kind of talking through what we've done this past year, kind of future plans for next year. And then I would be happy to take any questions that anybody has. I will say, chat, that I'm going to go over to my laptop. So if you have any questions, I will come back to the laptop when I'm done chatting. So if anybody doesn't know me, I'm AJ. I am the director for membership services and sales. Pretty sure. I've been here for about a year. My time before NACE, I was a coach director myself for about 2.5 years at Park University. During that time at Park University, I also served on the board of directors for NACE. I was the chair-elect there for about 2 years. I just dodged the bullet of being the chair because I left Park and came to work at NACE. So I think we all remember, I see a couple of familiar faces in here. I think we all kind of remember our first semester as a collegiate esports coach, and it was very like, you know what I mean? Trying to figure things out. So when I was on the board of directors, one of the things that I tried my best to do was, if I saw that there were new folks coming into the servers, if I saw that there were people just asking a lot of general questions about esports and how to kind of get, we have a program, we're running it now, but now what? So I tried my best to try to facilitate conversations, try my best to reach out to the folks that I know were new, just so they didn't have that kind of deer in the headlights feeling that we all had our first semester. So I kind of did that just because I was on the board and I didn't want anybody to have those feelings. While I was on the board, I definitely tried to campaign for the national office to get a mentorship program off of the ground. But we're a very small staff and that never happened. So when I came to work at NACE, I said, okay, this is my project. I'm taking this on and I'm just going to make it happen. So we spent the fall semester really kind of thinking the best way to formalize a mentorship program, the best way that I could connect new schools with some institutions that have been in NACE for a while, just to kind of give them that extra hand during their first semester. So I took the fall semester, did some planning, reached out mostly to the folks on leadership positions within NACE to figure out, okay, you know, you've been here for a couple of years, you're on a leadership group within NACE, you know, come help me do this thing. So this past spring of 22, what we did was we kind of ran a soft launch of it. So we had 16 institutions in total participate. So I kind of had a group of 8 mentors. I had a group of 8 mentees. And the way that I kind of paired people together was I kind of looked at what these institutions looked like on paper, what's your population size, your where are you located, what's kind of your traditional athletic conference affiliation. And I tried to pair them with somebody within membership that looked kind of similar to them on papers, because maybe they come across the same sort of issues and concerns. So once I did that to the best of my ability, which I had Davenport with Ozark Technical College, so sometimes the formula wasn't exactly perfect, but still very fruitful pairings, I think, came out of it. So once we kind of figured out what that would look like on paper, you know, kind of the first meeting, I was very upfront with everyone. I said, hey, this is a soft launch. You know, we're all going to kind of figure out the best way moving forward to really make this work and be beneficial for everybody to participate. So starting in the beginning of the spring semester, what I did was we had one big group meeting. So me and all 18 of us got together, or 16 of us. And what we did was we got on a call and we said, all right, this is kind of what we're looking to do. We are wanting to connect institutions that have been doing this before. I'm not going to fix that. Institutions that have been doing this for a while and some of the new folks that have come in. So what we thought would be, okay, let's kind of have the pairings kind of get together on their own time, right? So it was up to the mentor and the mentee to kind of set a meeting cadence. And some of the mentors and mentees, especially depending on their availability, depending on their comfortability, sometimes the mentors and mentees met on a weekly basis. Sometimes it was over Zoom, sometimes it was over Discord, sometimes they met on a bi-weekly basis as well. So we kind of let them decide what was going to be best for their kind of relationship throughout the semester. And coupled with that, what I did was I came up with a topic for every single week. And it was a different topic that was sort of surrounding esports and programs and in a number of different ways. So every week I'd be like, all right, week 1 of the mentorship program, as a mentor, talk to your mentee about how to run tryouts. Talk to your mentee about how to run an event on campus. Talk to your mentee about health and wellness. So I came up with like however many weeks are in a semester, which is too many. So we came up with the topic every week, and the institutions will kind of use that as a jumping off point to kind of create discussion, right? So through those discussions, the mentees learned a lot, but the mentors also, I got a lot of feedback. The mentors actually learned a lot from their mentees as well. So it's definitely a mutually beneficial relationship. I think one of my favorite stories that has come from the mentorship program is that 2 of the institutions are now like just scrim partners, and like their teams just happen to be like really close in skill level, and they were able to set up like weekly scrims with their person, mentor, mentee. So again, it was mutually beneficial really on kind of both sides of the fence here. Yeah. Oh, sure, I guess. Y'all don't have this. It's fine. Either still blurry. It's fine. So, so we kind of did that throughout the semester. And then at the end of the semester, you know, that was kind of the gig. Everybody had their meetings that they took care of. I kind of helped the mentors come up with ways to engage in conversation with their folks. I also encouraged them to vent, to be able to be like, hey man, I've got this student. We all have that student, right? We all know exactly who I'm talking about. Man, I've got this student and I just don't know how to get them engaged. I don't know how to get them on board with being a team player. So I definitely, you know, I encourage the mentees, you know, kind of ask the hard questions, ask the uncomfortable questions, because they're going to be an environment that like really is going to like foster your growth, and it's a safe space. I think that's also one of the things that I really wanted to promote, was a safe space where somebody could ask the stupid question. There are no stupid questions, hence the bunny ears. But instead of going into a Discord server where there's thousands of people, and, you know, that's kind of intimidating to go in there and be like, man, this may be a stupid question. And like all of my peers are going to be like, oh God, what is this person doing in esports? They don't know what they're doing. So I definitely encourage them to rant and to ask advice, to ask the hard questions. And I think that was mutually beneficial kind of on both sides. So at the end of the semester, what I did was, you know, we all kind of gathered back together and gathered some feedback. Okay, like what worked for the mentorship program, and really what can we do for this upcoming year and upcoming semesters to make it better. So got a lot of feedback. So there's a ton of other stuff that I would like to add to the mentorship program, and I plan on doing that this year. So the first one is doing more group sessions. So we had like the one group session in the beginning of the semester where we kind of got everybody to buy in and get on board. But outside of that, it was just the mentors and the mentees that were meeting on a regular basis. So what I did was kind of how I've got the schedule in my mind working now is, you know, at least once a month, all of the mentors and the mentees will be invited to kind of like a monthly Discord or Zoom call where we'll get together, just interact with each other. Maybe we'll have some kind of, oh my God, somebody just got voted in, I think. Have some big kind of overarching, you know, storylines or topics to discuss as a group. Again, kind of in a close knit, not screaming out into the void into thousands of people in the Discord server, but again, kind of in that safe space where we can kind of freely talk and ask those questions. So we're definitely going to add some more interaction with the whole of the mentorship program. All of the mentors and all of the mentees is something that we're going to be adding. We're also going to, I think, be getting a little bit more in depth with our discussion topics as well. I think which if you guys attended one of the roundtables yesterday, in terms of coaching, people want to know exactly, how do I coach Rocket League? Man, that's a great question. But there's only a few people who can really give you guys some good tips and tricks on how to run a Rocket League practice and how to coach Rocket League. So I think there's going to be a lot more pointed discussion topics, and we'll probably have to pull in some expertise from people who may not be participating in the mentorship program. So I think that will probably kind of be involved in more of those monthly meetings where everyone's together. But we're definitely wanting more discussion topics that really kind of go in depth about some certain topics. We'd also like to host some meetups, especially at at the NACE convention. There's definitely an opportunity to, during a lunch hour, maybe one of the socials, get all of the mentors and the mentees together in the same room. It's been really fun seeing the mentors and the mentees meet each other for the first time at the convention. Chase is like, yeah, I invited Hubert out to dinner, and now they're like pals. So the ability to be able to physically get them together during the convention, will be something on my to-do list, and any other business meetings that we have. I know that we'll start incorporating winter business meetings as well, because everything that's going on in that room right now is probably not gonna finish in 2 hours. So there'll be additional business meetings where we'll have, again, opportunity to review and discuss and vote on legislation, but more opportunities for socials and gatherings as well. And then really kind of the last thing that we're going to be adding to the mentorship program moving forward is anything that you guys want. I think the beauty of NACE and one of the best things about it is that it is run by the members, and I do what I do every day because the membership tells me that this is good, this is going to be beneficial for me, my program, and my students. So the mentorship program is really whatever folks want it to be. So I'm continuously taking feedback, asking questions, and if anybody's got some rock star ideas, would love to kind of get that incorporated. I do have some mentor-mentee testimonials. The idea of this panel was originally to have a mentor and a mentee with me so that they could talk about their experience. They're all over there. So I gathered some testimonials kind of while they go have fun in there. So this one is from Joshua Young. He's currently a member of the board and served as a mentor this past spring semester. He said the mentorship program was beneficial for both myself and my mentee. I wish we had this program 5 years ago because I learned many times how not to do it, which I was able to share with my mentees so they could get on the right path quickly. Some of the questions they had made me think of new ways to integrate esports into the college community, and I look forward to serving as a mentor again this fall. So again, it kind of brings up again kind of the mutual beneficial relationship that the pairings get to have. And the 5 years ago thing, yeah, I remember my own personal testimonial. The reason that I wanted a mentorship program so bad is when I started coaching in spring of 2019, and I'm in the NACE server and I'm the person that's going in there and asking the dumb questions. And I routinely had Eugene Fryer, who currently is the advising chair, past chair. He was the chair before Joey became the chair last year. So he always came in and gave me good answers and always made me feel really comfortable. So I literally just got into his DMs and I said, this is happening. I'm just going to come directly to you now for all of my questions because this is a safe space. You're a safe person. So that's really the brainchild of where that came from. And I've gotten a lot of sentiments of the same thing. This one was anonymous. That was given to me because we did collect feedback again through a survey. So this was from a mentee. They said it was a very good program. I'm so glad I was able to participate. I feel very comfortable going to my mentor for help, even after my program is over, which I think is another thing to point out is, kind of the mentor-mentee pairings will last for a semester. The mentees will kind of leave the program and the mentors can stay on for as long as they want to and continue each semester to get a mentee if they would like to. But that's not where the conversation ends. That's not where those relationships end. So it's also just a great opportunity to really get some good connections with your peers as well. And that will kind of continue in perpetuity. This one was from Hubert, who was a mentee this past year. The mentorship program was invaluable in helping me establish a relationship with my mentor and by extension, other directors. Being able to see how other directors and coaches have dealt with similar pain points was incredibly helpful and offered solutions that I would have otherwise not considered. Also a good one to bring up, being connected with other directors. There's going to be times that, a mentee would ask a mentor a question that they just didn't know how to answer, or maybe wasn't a particular problem that they themselves have come across. So then they would reach out to somebody, hey, I haven't really dealt with that. I don't really know a good answer, but I know this director is going to have a great answer for this. And they would get connected again to other directors that would be able to help them with different questions or concerns that they had. So it really is just kind of a tree with a ton of branches, and we're all circle of life. Great. So the next one is from Colin Graham, who is a mentor and currently on the competition council. So he said the NACE Mentor program was a wonderful opportunity that allowed me to connect with a new program and help them through any of their trials and tribulations that I might have to deal with when I started as a director. I would highly suggest any head coach or director that is looking to impact the collegiate space positively, give being mentor a hard look. Would do it again, 10 out of 10. Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Arms. So that was a good one. Again, I think, and that's the other thing too. I love onboarding new schools. I love helping schools. I guess I should have said that in the beginning. One of my one of my hats at the office is talking to those schools. I'll have admins come to me and they'll be like, we know we want to start esports, but we have no idea where to begin. So I'm really kind of helping institutions, figure out what it looks like on their campus, figure out how to make it work on their campus and just kind of help them implement and execute. And then after that, they come into membership and they start competing. There's like over 200 of you and one of me. So sometimes those DMs may not get as expedited as a response as I would like to have, or those emails sometimes don't get looked at as quickly as I would like to have either. And that's my job, right? My job is not only to, help schools create programs, but it's also to help take care of the programs that we have. So really the mentorship program is also kind of an extension of me and my job and responsibilities to help people and answer those questions. So if you've got a mentor, you're able to reach out to them preemptively. Hey, I have no idea how to fill out an ITC. Also, what is an ITC, right? So they're there to, again, if I am not available, and everyone in this room, everybody in the Zoom call, anybody at any point in time is still able to reach out to me and ask questions, and I will definitely answer them. But having a mentor gives you a greater opportunity of being able to maybe connect with somebody a little bit quicker, especially if it's time sensitive. And then the last one that I have is from Josh Lanza, who was a mentee this past year. The mentorship program was an absolute lifesaver as I navigated the first year of my employment as an esports coordinator. During my first year, I did not receive much guidance from my administration as to how to successfully perform my job. Coach Llewellyn gave me so many useful tips and tricks that helped me make my program a success. He always provided a listening ear about anything. I know he will be a great colleague and ally moving forward in the field. I'm so glad I jumped onto the mentorship program. You will be too. Thank you, Josh. So yeah, Josh and James, they were the group that they're now just regular scrim partners for their teams that are, close to each other in terms of competitive level. So just lots of good stuff from the mentorship program. It's certainly, our soft launch, I think it was successful. I did get a lot of good positive feedback. But again, I always want to continue to make it better, continue to listen to the mentors and the mentees of what they think would be helpful to continue to add to it. So that's kind of the mentorship program, why I was so adamant about starting it for the past couple of years. So I'm just really excited and tickled that it's gotten off the ground, and we've got some legs. So we're going to start running this next year. For anybody that's in the room or anybody that's on the Zoom call, I certainly encourage you guys, if you jump on board to NACE membership, or if you are a NACE member and your other voting delegate is in there voting, I encourage you guys to get involved in the mentorship program. You can get involved as a mentor or a mentee. Of course, being a mentor, we're going to make sure that you've got some time. You've had some time in the field. You've had enough time to figure things out. But even as mentees, Hubert jumped in as a mentee, and he had been a coach and director for a while. He wasn't like brand new to it, but he wanted to get involved, and I think he wanted to find a way to make some personal connections. So even if you feel like you know what you're doing, maybe you want to be a mentor, or maybe you just want to learn from somebody else. It's kind of open and available to anybody that might be interested. I'm going to run over to the chat, see if there's any questions. Okay, a lot of people talking about the camera. Yeah, perfect. Okay, great. If you guys do have any questions, certainly feel free to drop them in the chat now. Would be happy to get those answered. Anybody in the audience that particularly has questions at this point in time? No? Fantastic. Okay, great. I'll leave the Zoom open just a smidge longer in case you guys are typing any messages. I want to give you guys the opportunity to get those questions out there. But any questions about NACE too overall? I know this session is particularly about the mentorship program, but this kind of being slated as a non-member / student panel. If there are any non-members that just have general questions about NACE, I would definitely be the person to ask. Does anybody have any overall questions? Oh, we got one. Got one in the audience. Just a general question.
It's more of like deadlines and stuff. I know I've talked to you over the past probably 6 months or so, but like when is like the registration deadline to like join NACE and then be in like their varsity league and stuff?
Oh, yes. Excellent question. So just to reiterate, if I'm jumping into NACE membership for the fall semester, what are kind of my deadlines and dates to look out for? So registration for all of our competition, it should be open starting August 1st. So we are looking to have kind of membership dues in hand by July 31st. So we make sure that everybody's registering, has already paid, and they're good to go. I know that it being the 21st, 10 days might be a tight turnaround, especially for any invoices and POs. So really what would happen is if we got to July 1st and we haven't received membership dues in hand, if you can show me an approved PO, if you can show me an email with your accounts department saying, hey, let's get this started, and your accounts department says, okay, I'm working on it. As long as you can show me some sort of proof of payment, that the payment is in the mail and on its way, you can still be able to register without any issue. So I would aim for 31. Again, that's 10 days away, so might be a tight turnaround. You can always pay membership dues. There's a couple different ways. If your school's okay with you using your purchase card, you can pay online by credit card. You can do the invoice route. We also take direct deposit. No crypto or Bitcoin. Just a heads up. But everything else we can pretty much work with you guys with. That was a good question. None in the chat. Oh. Could you explain different levels of membership? Oh, this is an excellent question because we finally do have different levels of membership. So NACE has been around since about 2016. And since 2016, membership has been one level one payment, and that payment has been the same since 2016. So this next coming year, we actually do have a second level of membership. So the second level of membership is our NACE Associate tier. So if you guys did participate in competition last year under the NACE Star League, we had a NACE affiliate program where we could have schools that weren't NACE members. They did have to go through an application process, but if they met the criteria, they would be able to play in the varsity division against NACE schools without being a NACE member. So we did that it was our first year kind of within NACE Star League. We wanted to give schools that opportunity that year to kind of get situated on campus, anything that they may need to get into NACE membership the following year. So we've kind of taken the affiliate program, and that has been sunset at this time, but we have introduced a NACE Associateship. So the NACE Associate tier, that basically gives you access to one title of competition for $1,000. So if you were, we currently have a NACE Associate right now for Smash. So $1,000, it covers the entire academic year. You're able to field teams in Smash in the varsity division within Varsity Premier and Varsity 2+. You're able to do that in both the fall semester and the spring semester. You still have access to tournament operators, game day admins, so you still get all of the competition support. Your students will also need to go through the same eligibility paperwork that full NACE memberships does as well. Whether you're a NACE member or a NACE Associate, you do have to follow and fit under the criteria that we have outlined to be a varsity program. So we're not going to have any clubs that come in as a NACE Associate. So the varsity tier is still going to be very true to being varsity programs playing against varsity programs. So that's kind of what you get with the associate tier. It gives you, we kind of built it again to kind of help with those affiliates. Maybe they still need some additional time before they can pony up, the full membership. But it's a great opportunity for folks to kind of come in and test drive what varsity competition feels like for their institution. At kind of a lower fee. So, if you are an institution and let's say you've got decent Overwatch, League of Legends, Valorant teams, but maybe, man, you just have one kick butt Rocket League team and they're full SSLs and they're ready to go. Great opportunity for them to be able to play against some of the best within kind of the varsity sphere. So definitely a good opportunity there. The second kind of level of NACE membership is what we've had since day one. So that's still $2,500. Follows the academic year. So it's July 1 to June 30 is kind of the membership cycle. You get access to literally everything NACE has to offer at that point in time. So you get access to all competition at any division. Even if you're a NACE member, you can put teams into the open division if you so choose to do so. You have access to everything else too. You get to go and play in the business meeting. You get to hang out in the mentorship program. We've got a ton of partners that offer discounts and deals for our membership there. One of the cool things that I'm going to be, so the mentorship program was kind of, this is what I'm doing this semester because we haven't done it before. So my ideas for this upcoming year is recruiting events. I think probably even schools that have been in NACE for a while, year 2, 3, 4, 5, there's still a lot of sentiments around recruiting sometimes being difficult. COVID certainly didn't help that, and it still continues to be difficult today. So we're going to be focusing on recruitment opportunities. So things like combines where we can invite, either folks that are transferring out of community colleges because they've done their 2 years, high school seniors and juniors that are looking to find a home in higher ed, looking to do some combines where they can compete and NACE coaches and directors can watch and get connected with folks they think work well with their program. We're also looking to do some college fairs as well. So I'm thinking, I don't know if anybody's used this program before, but it's called gather.town. And it is just one of the funnest kind of online event platforms. It looks like Pokemon. It literally looks like Pokemon. And each university would kind of have its own room. And when anybody walks into your room, your camera turns on, their camera turns on, and their mics turn on, and you can like have a conversation. It does like the proximity chat. So I'm thinking things like that where we can do, again, maybe sure you want to recruit some players to compete with you, but somebody that wants to be involved in your program for shoutcasting or content creating, you're not really going to be able to get them engaged during combine. So I'm thinking virtual fairs for folks that want to do maybe more of that side of your esports program. So NACE membership gets you access to everything we have to offer. You can field 0 teams in NACE competition or 300, still $2,500. Not that I would suggest fielding 300 teams, but in the realm of things, it's possible. So good question. So those two, NACE Associateship and NACE membership, are kind of the 2 different levels that we have right now, which gives you the access to play in the varsity division. So good question, Kevin. Thank you for that. Any other questions from folks in the audience or through the Zoom call? I'll give the Zoom folks another minute or 2 if you're typing. But other than that, I hope you guys have liked the convention so far. Y'all got one more panel left for today. That's going to be marketing and advertising with James Llewellyn. He is currently the chair of the Eligibility Enforcement Committee. So he is he's very recently got his MBA kind of within the marketing area. So just a wealth of knowledge there, and has been around for a while. So that will be a very fun session to attend. But it looks like that's it. Nothing in the Zoom chat. Anything else in the audience? Going once, going twice. Sold. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining today. You've got a little bit more time in between your next session. If you have any questions, you can reach me on Discord. I am AJ3562. I think are my Discord numbers off of the top of my head. If that is not correct, if you don't see the red icon with the hair, then it's not me. You can always also email me, ajones@naceesports.org as well, if you have additional questions or want to get started on membership. So thank you for coming, everyone.